I'd like to express my gratitude to the organizers for putting together this timely event, as I am extremely honored to be able to speak to you all and to sit on this panel. I am especially pleased to be able to represent the views and interests of women who are operating in Guyana's emerging energy sector or interested in careers and business pursuits in this sector. Even established Guyanese businesses have come to realize that there is a steep learning curve that has to be navigated to allow for their participation in this sector at a higher level. The formation of the Women in Oil and Gas Guyana acknowledges this and allows for the facilitation of a pathway to participation for Guyanese businesses that are led by women. And this is what has been accomplished by my firm, MBW Energy Support Services. We are positioned to function in any and all of the segments, be it upstream, midstream, and downstream, as they become operational in the Guyana context. While companies entering the Guyanese market operate in the core segments, they also have to exist within a certain geographical space that has its own determining factors that companies need to navigate, which differs from location to location. I have positioned my enterprises to be able to serve the emerging needs of this industry with a decidedly Guyanese stance. Understanding as I do that efficient navigation of this new environment will be the key to the success of the companies operating in the emerging oil and gas space here. Importantly, however, I have created a model of enterprise that allows me to identify the emerging needs of the sector and pivot to provide those services effectively and efficiently. This model heavily relies on partnership and capacity building with industry experts and the diaspora, while understanding that we cannot do it alone. I think that it is this methodology of operating that has allowed us to navigate the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic so far. And as the industry grows, so too we are set to grow in tandem. As a young female Guyanese entrepreneur who has managed to carve a path within this industry, I am cognizant of the process of navigating this space and to a greater extent the struggles my fellow female and young entrepreneurs face. There are many opportunities that are available currently and that are going to be available to us in the coming years. Apart from working directly in specialized areas within the oil and gas industry, SMEs can participate in the following non-core services, which are food and catering, entertainment, transportation, housing, safety supplies, protective clothing, office equipment, facilities management, human resources, insurance, the legal field, real estate and training, tourism, and more. There is also the Center for Local Business Development to join the oil and gas supply chain. And entrepreneurs benefit from strategic support for local SMEs and learn more about procurement opportunities. The Center for Local Business Development was launched to assist Guyanese companies to better understand and access opportunities, primarily in the oil and gas sector, by improving their overall competitiveness. And the services from the center includes supplier registration portal, oil and gas seminars, business courses, health, safety, security, and environment management program, online computer-based training, smart partnerships, mentorships, forums, events, and trade mission. Now, this, I believe, is of great benefit to women and young entrepreneurs. It is also good to note that you must be registered with the Center for Local Business Development in order for you to participate in the bidding process in Guyana's oil and gas sector. At this point, I would like to say that we have seen a local upsurge in the construction industry, which is making way for improved infrastructure. There is also talks on the increased need for improved communication, be it internet and phone, transportation infrastructure, as these are the cornerstone that will provide functionality to businesses to flourish. I personally do not see any segment that is particularly advantageous for women entrepreneurs. It is a change of this way of thinking that underpins the establishment of the Women in Oil and Gas Guyana, or WIOGGY. As chairwoman of WIOGGY, I have seen members who are involved in this sector from the oil field as industry professionals to the boardroom as CEOs of enterprises, providing both core sector services and support services as well. We are the lawyers in the industry, the caregivers to families, the transportation and logistics professionals, the entrepreneurs, the health and safety officers, the environmental professionals, and the list goes on. Now, though we know the upstream segment is for specialized skill set, I personally see the industry as a whole as a growth sector for the involvement of women and youth. And I encourage everyone to seek their place within the economic driver to maximize their opportunities to benefit from it. Women and young entrepreneurs can and we will participate in all the sectors without any distinction. What we have to guard against is any thought of young professionals and girls that they cannot be involved, and we need to work to remove any barriers to their involvement that may exist. Our immediate challenge is the development of experience for further specialized services and employment, as most companies do not want to hire or subcontract to new companies, which makes gaining the relevant experience necessary difficult. However, through WIOGGY, we have created Developer and a few other initiatives to bridge this and other gaps. Developer, under the team preparing today's leaders for tomorrow's business world, seeks to introduce women in Guyana to strong mentor and sponsorship relationships, create structure for development and advancement of their careers through training, mentorships, and internships, as well as to help other new leaders to rise. We have also embarked on engaging in several stakeholder meetings on our local content policies because we believe that it is necessary to ensure balance. We understand that the local companies will not have the experience when compared to foreign companies, as the industry is new to Guyana. However, if a robust local content policy is not enforced, then the local population will never develop. I must at this point also emphasize the need for the inclusion of our diaspora in our local content policy. Your expertise and experiences are needed here in Guyana, and that is why it is important for us to collectively create a roadmap to your inclusion, which is built on trust. Trust of the government, trust from the Guyanese living in Guyana, and trust from those who are in the diaspora, and also for a full understanding of how you, the diaspora, see yourself being included in the conversation. So we've heard time and time again that Guyanese companies must learn to adapt. We've also heard the President express that partnership is the key to the early development of local content and capacity building in Guyana. We have to understand our competitors are sophisticated and shrewd. They have years of experience and they know the corners, Mr. Ali stated. In Guyana, we have a history of family-owned businesses and we do not have a history of consortium type of activities. I have said this to the private sector. Local companies need to enter into partnership with each other, Mr. Ali stated. One of the key ways Guyanese can seek to acquire the experience to maneuver on their own in this industry is to seek partnership with industry sellers who can bring their experiences while our companies leverage their local expertise and capabilities. The experience we acquire along the way can only rebound to the benefits of our company. As we examine the opportunities for participation in the sector, we see more and more instances where one company may not have the expertise in-house to provide what is required, especially our smaller enterprises. However, greater appreciation of and involvement in creating sustainable partnerships can allow us to bring to bear our particular strengths while co-opting the skills residents in other companies have through partnership agreements. This helps in that while neither of the two companies may be able to take advantage of the opportunity on their own, the execution of the task becomes eminently possible through the pooling of resources. As alluded to in the President's remarks, this is a culture shift in the way business is done in Guyana, but a shift that has to become necessary as we become competitive in this space. So, moving forward, it is my view that Guyana needs to do the following. bring some aspect of the oil and gas value chain to land, whether port infrastructure, pipelines, etc. Only when this happens, the downstream value chain will bring more value to Guyanese's population. Mandate local content in one form or the other, either via employment, internship programs, contracting or subcontracting on all major contracts secured by multinationals. Lastly, train, train, train. Allocate funding to develop schools and institutions that will provide the training necessary for the population to capitalize on the energy value chain. Now, I am certain that many points I have raised here will generate a vigorous discussion, and I welcome this interaction, which may confirm or change my views on this topic, but both of which I welcome equally. The Women in Oil and Gas Guyana exist to serve the interests I outlined earlier, and my companies are structured with the ability to take cognizance of the reality of the day to effectively provide the requisite services. And in both instances, I am extremely open to sharing and learning as well. So I say thank you for giving me these opportunities to participate, and I wish us all a fruitful and beneficial discussion. Thank